Take one to communicate.
Just the occasional pressing of buttons.
Let's do those sounds. Down, down, down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man says?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested. Tell her, call the police.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough.
The sound turned down.
Take two.
Now look what they've gone and done.
Really? Something that they've never really captured, something that should be captured, something that everyone does.
Enough is enough.
We can't stand each other.
Then suddenly, I felt like a movie. The sound turned down.
Imagination. Creative imagination.
Depression. Hey, this next bit you sound a prepared performance where things are set up. But let me go on.
Close your eyes. Inside.
I love you. You know that, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You want me to show you?
Yeah. All you have to do?
What do you mean?
What is it?
Do
Take one.
the sound turned down.
Take one to communicate.
Just the occasional pressing of buttons.
Let's do those sounds. Down, down, down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man says?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested.
Tell her, call the police.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough.
The sound turned down.
All right. Hello? Yeah, okay, everything's working. All right, we're going to hop on and start today. We're going to be continuing the remake of that remix, that Move Your Body song that's in those memes. So right now, I did spend some time working on it off stream. Didn't do too much. I just sort of cleaned up where I wanted the bass tones to be. Because they were a little bit messy and I just, wasn't quite feeling them. So ironed those out, copy and pasted the drop over to the second half. And yeah, here's where we're at right now. All right, so yeah, it sounds pretty big. The bass is really disgusting. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. So next we're gonna be doing. I'm just gonna jump straight into like arrangement effects and stuff like that because we're in a pretty good spot, and I know we can do more to it, but I want to be at a point where it's sounding pretty polished. A lot of times I can't really decide whether or not I want to add another part until I do like a little bit of rough mixing and some arranging. And so yeah, let's do some of that. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and open up Faceplant. One of the big things that I want to put in there is just like a white noise downer, It's like whatever. And so let's go ahead and do that. This one's going to be white noise transition effect 1. This is something I made myself. If you guys don't do this, you probably should. Just make a bunch of presets of things that you like so that whenever you want to use them, you can grab them really quickly. Like, for example, I know that this is a white noise effect. Sounds like this. Right? Not super interesting. It's not like there's a lot going on, but I pretty much have it ready to go right at my fingertips. And it's not a sample. It's something I made, so it always will sound a little bit different than a sample. That's kind of how you, I don't know, sound like yourself. So the reason I did it the way it is, so if you see here, the LFO controls the white noise, like the filters and everything. It's got a half note ramp up on the LFO and then a slow decline over the course of 4 bars. So that's actually too short for what I want right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and I change this to 2. Whoops. Come on. There we go. So I cannot change. So instead what we're going to do is multiply 18 times 2, which 36. We're going to make this 36 quarter notes long. So now we're going to get, in theory, a bar of it climbing up and then 8 bars of it climbing down. So go ahead and try popping that in. Okay, grab our Midi edit window. And we want that to start at bar 36. Cool. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll drag that out over the course of 8 bars. Yeah, 8 bars. It's how it sounds. Yeah, all right. That is really smooth. That sounds exactly how I wanted it to sound. So what I'm going to do is, I've probably said this 1,000 times already last stream, but I'm going to put 1 knob pumper on it to give it the quarter note, with the kick drum. Yeah, that sounds really smooth. That's like a nice transition out, right? Yeah, see how that like disappeared? That's exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So next thing we're gonna do, cowbell. All right. So okay, so what do I want to do next? Oh, let's have a big crash cymbal sort of swell thing there. Because right now I have a very distinct crash hit, but there's not really much else going. I want to blend something with the white noise. Let's see, how do we want to do that? I've got over here, I've got a kit for myself and battery. 'Cause I use battery for everything. You know me. Go over to the user kits. So these are ones I made. And let's find the kit. Yep, it's this one. I made this for a song I did for work. Big kick, clap, snare, whatever. But it's got, you know, break beats in it. Some like, you know, percussion, whatever. But it's got homemade cymbals, crash cymbal swell, and crash cymbal. Instead of grabbing a cymbal swell loop or sample, I made one using what do you call it? Stephen Slate drums. And so I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna make a sample swell, you know, a cymbal swell of my own that I can sample and use all the time. And I don't know, anytime you can do that, I always recommend it because it just always adds more of you to the production. Go ahead, add that crash cymbal. And it's also going to be way too, you know, quiet. So let's roll. It's way too loud right now. Make it quieter. Yeah, I do have one called Little Bongo Wood Boy. Oh man, I'm actually gonna pull that up because I'm not gonna use it, but it's pretty funny sound. Little Bongo Wood Boy. I don't know what these were for. I needed them for something. But yeah. Okay, so let's see how our cymbal sounds now. Pretty happy with that. What I do want to do to it though is I want to make that big crash actually a little bit lower in pitch. So let's make that minus. Just adds texture so that I don't have two cymbals at the same notes. Okay. So I like where we're at with that. Can delete Little Bongo Wood Boy because we don't actually need but yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how the drop sounds. After this big section right here, we have like this build up. Yeah, I don't know why I don't know what it's called at the moment. There's a build up and sounds pretty neat, but what I want to do is really accentuate it and really make it into this huge monster of a build up. Because you know, with how the drops are, you want the build-ups to be equal in level, I guess. You know what I mean? They don't need to be the same volume-wise, but they got to be as strong. So I'm actually going to open up. Logic has this built-in snare, you know what I mean? Like electronic drum, whatever. So let's see what the... Yeah, this is just a 808 snare clone that you can pitch. And it sounds like, you know, sounds like a snare. There's really nothing interesting to say about it. So let's make it, add some dirt. And I'm gonna go ahead and make it shorter. Sounds good. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have some sort of, I always like having a big snare roll there. So that's the root key, I guess. So we're gonna go dun dun dun. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely dig that. So let's repeat that like 4 times. Okay, so that's cool, but we're gonna add a lot more variation to it than that. Yeah, so let's go like do a and I'm gonna put a 30-second note there. But we're also gonna drop those at velocity. Yeah. We've got cool. So full volume. Yeah, I like that. And leave it at that. Cool. So now we're going to take that whole section that we did. We're going to duplicate it again. Okay, and that time it ends at whatever this weird ends like in the middle of the bar. So what I'm going to do is just try and make that build up a little bit less, make it sound a little bit less abrupt, right? Yeah, so I think the best way we're probably going to do that is take out this fun pattern and just start with a regular like 8th note to 16th note build up. You know what I mean? Like start in the quarter note, go to the 8th note, then we're gonna go to the 16th. And we're probably gonna leave in, oh no, I deleted my 30-second note. We're gonna do that. So it'll be more like there's gonna be yeah, okay. So I like that. And I'm gonna, because it goes step up to the beat, so I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna add in a snare hit for that. Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty happy with how that sounds. What we're gonna do next is I'm actually gonna add some automation to this MIDI clip. Because sound better. I don't know, there's nothing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to the drum synths parameters, pitch. We're gonna start it. It has a 0, so it's like yeah, so we want it to build up. I don't know. You could build it down and start higher if you want, but I want to build up this time. We're going to bring it up by 12 semitones or an octave over the course of... This is 6 bars? That's so stupid. All right. That's cool. The other thing we're going to add to it automation wise is it's a really short decay, and I did that on purpose because what I like to do is sort of in those last right here, we're building it up big time. So what I'm going to do is take the decay and really make it huge. Boom, you know. All right. Well met, my lord. I have come to inform you that this music is most pleasing. Hey, Andrew, what's up? Slappeth so hard my kin can feel it. Yeah, I would agree with that. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to make it slap as hard as possible because that's what the youth wants. Okay, so the other thing we're gonna do here is during this whole buildup, because the snare doesn't have, it has a rhythm that's, you know, noticeable, but if you don't really know music that well, you need something consistent to grab onto. So I'm gonna put the clap back in. Except we don't need it there. So, all right, bring that over here. Cool. So we've got that. I want to have a big cymbal swell here. Did earlier, sort of start this. Except I would like if it started on time instead of way off time. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna build this up here because it needs an anticipation. It's just gotta have some giant riser that, you know, sounds like I spent a lot of time making it, but I did not. So we're gonna go over the oldest trick in the book because it works. There's a really old, the people who made like Expand 2 or whatever for what is it for Pro Tools and stuff like that, that crappy sampler that everybody loves. Not like they love it because it sounds crappy, including me. And they have this thing called the riser, which is just like this instant button of like, here's the biggest riser ever. Like, listen to this. It's just giant. Who would ever need a riser that big? But it's cool as hell. Yeah, dude, Expand sucks. I don't have it on this computer, but I used to. It's such an old school, like, I don't know. That's the only place I know of where I can find that good, you know, original orchestral hit that they use in R&B. And so let's go ahead. 45 seconds in. Okay, I don't need any of the automation lanes anymore since we did our automation. We're at 45. So the way this plugin works is depending on what note you are, how low it is, it's a longer riser. I think C1 is like an 8-bar riser. So we don't actually need that though. We only need 5.5. Why did they do this? Why would they massacre my boy like this? So we're just gonna make it 6. I'm gonna do this. 6 is like, you know what? Why am I even trying? I'm gonna make this 8 bars long. I think it's 8 bars right now. Cool, it's 8 bars and it's very, very big. So instead of trying to put it on the grid at the right point, we're just gonna quickly bounce this in place, commit it to an audio file. Boom, bingo, it's big now. Okay, so let's put the peak of that at exactly 5.5 bars. Whatever this is supposed to be. How what? My snare stop. Okay, like right here at 51.5. All right. So here's the peak. Yeah, so that's the peak. Okay. So instead of having it start like at the right point, I'm just gonna fade this in starting when I want it to start, and we're just gonna make it 5.5 bars. That's pretty sick. We'll go with this. You can't see it, but I was bobbing my head. All right. So what else do we need in this sort of riser? I do feel like we need some sort of rising bump, 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 bump. You know, just like a pitch. So we're gonna do that really quick. I guess the fastest way to probably do that is the omnisphere patch that I'm thinking of. Saw you bobbing your head because Birdman bobbing. I am Birdman. He moves. You know, it's interactive. All right. Dead ass. I think there's a patch in here called "It's a Trap Batman." Something stupid like that. Let's see. Oh, and my computer's gonna lag like crazy while I am, you know, here. For whatever reason, Omnisphere instantly just tanks my graphics card. Maybe it's this. That is kind of what I'm thinking of. Okay. So I wasn't insane for thinking it's called "It's a Trap Catwoman." You know, whatever, man. Okay, so we're gonna make this glide up an octave over the course of 5.5 bars or whatever. So, if you're really, really lazy like me, what you can do is just make this an arpeggiator because I don't want to think about it. So let's put in a random pattern. Bump, 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 bump. And let's make it 13 beats before it recycles. Because that sucks. So let's grab this. We just need really any note, right? And I want it to go to D because that's the tone. That's the tone. That's the key we're in. So let's see what that sounds. Wow, dude, it even linked up so that it ended on the right note. I did that math beforehand to know that it would be perfect. You guys didn't think I was a math wizard, but you were wrong. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make that pitch increase over the course of 1 bar. So, what the? 63 is really 1? Okay, whatever. So we're going to go 0 to 63, I guess. You know, very even number. Imagine doing math instead of mindlessly guessing and hoping for the best. That's what I did. I just lucked out, man. You know. That's cool, but it's not dramatic enough. It's only 1 octave, and I think I need 2 octaves. Sweet, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, the other thing that I noticed while that was playing, that this patch has an absurd amount of low end for no understandable reason. So yeah, like, okay, look without this. What is all that? Who needs this? Nobody needs that. So we're gonna turn that on, get rid of the low end. You guys don't need that. Nobody needs that. Oh, you know what? Dumb. We should definitely put a kick there on that hit to really make it big. And then also, while I was playing that back, I heard that I wanted another cymbal roll after 4 bars. And for those of you who didn't catch this, yes, that is. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Is come on, Barbie, let's go party. Because of course it is. Okay, so what I kind of want to do here is I want to have this bass patch continue. But I want it to fade out to nothing over time. Yeah, so we're going to have that up over the course of 6 bars or whatever. But so here's what we're going to do. I am going to take the bass and I'm going to make it into a track stack. If you don't know what a track stack is, it's just a folder to help keep things organized. So this is now my bass folder. I could talk about this for a while, but I like to separate my bass a lot. So like if you listen to it, there's just the sub layer. And then there's the first bass tone, which has all the low end removed from it because it's already being used by our bass sub. Okay. And the bass second layer is this different, I guess, different bass tone. It's more of like your stereotypical kind of like bass wobble. But so all together it sounds like this. And because you have the really clean, clear sub, you can make the tone layers as disgusting as you want, like I did, really distorted, and you're still not going to fuck up your low end, which is honestly for the best. So, I mean, this song in general, the original, the low end, like I know that's the genre, is that it's really, really, really like distorted and bassy and whatever, but it doesn't, I don't like it as much. So we're going to go ahead and do now, because we have that bass, is show you guys my mix window for a second. So I have a couple of presets that I've made for myself for these. One of them is, I go over to my channel strips, I go over to Shidi Midi 2021 album, the drum bus. I don't know why I know why I did it. It doesn't make sense to you guys, but basically it preloads a bunch of effects that would be used on a subgroup. So like I usually use this on my drum subgroup, but all it is really is preset. Like I have filters set to macros and snap heap. There's relay, which is just a way to make it completely mono for a second. You know what I mean? Like I like a lot of times starting, there's drums in the intro. I start them in mono and then build them up to full stereo bandwidth. I don't do it often, but when I do, it's do it. There's also got a delay in there that's just, you know, whatever. And there's also a reverb and a little EQ. But we're basically only going to be using snap heap for this moment. Let me get rid of that window again. And the reason I talk about any of this at all is because that's what it sounds like. So it basically makes us go from full bandwidth to like this tiny little bandpass window, right? That sounds like nothing. So what I like to do, especially with basses and drums like this, oh, thank you, is we're going to go ahead and draw some automation for that. And yeah, we're definitely going to draw on it. We're going to go over to Snap Heap. There's like a billion things, but that's why I linked it to macro 1. So that way I know it's going to be first knob I turn will be correct. Okay. So what we're going to do is go from 100% to 0%. Let me put it. Huh. Well, whatever, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So we're going to take that, bring it over here. And we're just going to make sure that by the 4th bar that it's pretty much at nothing, right? Oh no, I did it too early. Okay. It's gonna be over here. That's where I meant it, but I did not screw up. I don't screw up. Here we go. Actually, this is 5.5 bars, isn't it? Die before. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do is we're going to drag this out for a little bit longer so that way it ends right when everything else ends, right? Okay. The next automation lane we're going to draw really quickly here. We've got macro 1 doing its thing. We're also going to have go on stereo delay. So this is one of the things I hate about drawing automation. I'm sure there's a quicker way, and if there is, help me out here. No, but I'm gonna do left stereo delay, right? Then also a general bypass for the stereo delay. Okay. So starting when we start to cut things off, I'm going to What I'm going to do is crank this up. So we're going to get it up to about, if you get it up at 50%, that's when it's half and half dry and the delayed signal. So have the, and it's bypassed, and then we're going to turn off the bypass, right? Okay. And then obviously before we have everything kick in, we want all this to turn off, right? That's cool. I like that all kind of came in there, but I was wrong about when I wanted it to actually hit. So this is this last hit. Let's have all the automation build to that specific point. Right before the bar before, we'll turn all this off. Yeah, so see, everything still sounds like crap because I forgot to. I have to do the same thing for our friend over here, Snap Heap. Bypass that. It's bypassed again at the same time, everything else. Boom. All right, so we're at a point where this sounds pretty big. We're gonna exit the automation. Pretty happy with how this is sounding. I think I'm gonna do a quick little bit of mixing. It's like that little ARP thing is too loud. I also think to help sell the point that this is a part 2 of the build-up, we're actually going to go ahead and make these claps happen every quarter note. So let's join these 2 sections. Yeah, 49. Okay. So we're going to join those 2 sections. Come on. Okay. My computer's not that great. I need a new one. Here. Set it like that. That. Yeah. Okay. Now we've got this. Sick. Okay, so this is sounding really built up at this point. And yeah, I'm very happy with where we're at. I'm going to take a quick couple of minute break here because I am seeing notifications on my phone that I need to attend to. And I've got to pee. So give me about, I don't know, 3 or 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Take 1 to communicate.
Just the occasional pressing of buttons.
Let's do something. Down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man said?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested.
Summer, call the police.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough.
The sound turned down.
Take 2.
Now look what they've gone and done.
Really? Something that they've never really captured, something that should be captured, something that everyone does.
Enough is enough.
We can't stand each other. Then suddenly, I felt like a movie. The sound turned down.
Imagination. Creative imagination.
Depression. A distinctive new sound, a prepared performance where things are set up. But let me go on.
Close your eyes. Decide.
I love you. You know that, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You want me to show you?
All you have to do?
What do you mean?
What is it?
Take one. To communicate.
Just the occasional pressing of buttons.
Let's do those sounds. Down, down, down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man says?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough.
The sound turned down.
Take two.
Now look what they've gone and done.
Really? Something that they've never really captured, something that should be captured, something that everyone does.
Enough is enough.
We can't stand each other.
Then suddenly, I felt like a movie. The sound turned down.
Imagination. Creative imagination.
Depression. Hey, this next bit you sound a prepared performance where things are set up. But let me go on.
Close your eyes. Inside.
I love you, son. You know that, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You want me to show you?
Yeah. All you have to do?
What do you mean?
What is it?
Do
Take one.
the sound turned down.
Take one. To communicate.
Just the occasional pressing of buttons.
Let's do those sounds. Down, down, down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man says?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough.
The sound turned down.
All right, and we're back. Apologies if you can hear my air conditioning. Sorry, not sorry. It's hot. It got warm in my studio, so screw it. All right, so we're gonna get back to where we were. Where were we exactly? We were working on that build-up. So let's see. Okay, so everything's sounding cool. It's sounding pretty giant at this point. But there's some things we can do to make it sound bigger. One thing is every time a kick happens, I want a crash symbol to happen. So I know that this is our crash symbol that we were using earlier. Coincide with the snare. Yeah, it'll be like. Yeah. Okay, so I want to put one of those every time that kick happens, just to make it sound a little bit more exciting. We've got one here. Got one here. The only one I'm not going to do it on is that very last hit. Well, maybe. I don't actually know yet. See how it sounds. Oh yeah, definitely needs to be there. I was wrong. That's big. Pretty brutal sounding. Very metal. The one thing I did notice is that from these two parts, there's not enough of a transition. Yeah, there's just a cymbal roll, which normally is enough, you know, but I think one of the things I want to do here is I want to have that white noise thing happen again. So we're going to actually make that happen again. We've got... We have a quick build. Ooh, why did that not work? That came in late. Why did it come in late? Let's find out. Okay, let's open up Phase Plant. Have it set to re-trigger. Let's see what it sounds like. Weird that we do that. So weird. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. I think the only thing I can think of is like, let's try to make this, like, give it some space, right? Maybe we'll put this to one-shot mode too. Okay, I think re-trigger, setting it to one-shot. Setting it to one-shot mode probably fixed that. So we've got another... Sick, okay. Apparently my stream has been downgraded to good connection instead of excellent connection. I wonder what's going on with my internet. So let's see. Well, I don't have anything open unnecessarily. So, all right. If the stream gets shitty, just let me know. Okay. Okay, so we're at a pretty good spot there. I think the only thing I can think of now is I kind of want to do something to make these a little bit bigger. I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to be any good though, so we're going to try it. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to have a big chord happen right when that snare happens and have it carry over into the so there's the next one, you know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try that. Oh god, that note is long. Okay. I only need it to be 3/4 notes. Okay. And go ahead and assume this is probably minor. Except I made a major chord because I'm an idiot. I don't even think I need a third. I just need a power chord. Yeah, that's all I need. And we're gonna put an octave low as well. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty cool. It's not gonna stay this keyboard sound because the keyboard sound is awful right now. Yeah, and then it definitely ends there. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty neat, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it sucks. I wouldn't know. I like it, but maybe it's ass. We won't know. Okay, so next one I'm gonna go do is just open up Phase Plant. That's a blank canvas. All I really want here is I just want like a big sawtooth pad. That is poopy butt sounding. Okay, so that's something. Next, we're gonna add a filter. Okay, so that's pretty neat. I think what I'm gonna go do is I sort of want this to be an LFO where for the course of a quarter note, we're gonna go from, oh no, I'm not a quarter note. Let's go a whole note. We're gonna make this ramp up. So I'm gonna use a magnet here, make it snap to the grid, that. Then we're gonna assign this to filter, this notch filter. I'm also stupid. So we only play it for a dotted half note. So let's make it a dotted half note. That's pretty neat, but let's try the opposite direction. Oh, but that doesn't make sense unless I move the cutoff. We're getting somewhere. That this can be a cool idea. We're gonna add a secondary filter that is gonna be doing a little bell curve. We're gonna put that here, and then what we're gonna do is, because that's going one direction, we're gonna make this go the opposite direction. Okay, so I like where that's going. What we're going to do now is add some chorus. And then I'm going to add an ensemble. Do 6 voices. But I really like it when it's 2. I don't know why. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do with this is I'm gonna just indiscriminately brick wall compress it. One thing you can do to sort of like make the compressor a little bit more transparent, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna open up if I'm not stupid, okay, a slice EQ, and I'm gonna roll off a lot of the low end, because honestly, every time you have low end that's not your bass or your kick, it's just kind of in the way. So we don't need anything below 130 hertz guaranteed. Let's put that before the compressor. That's pretty neat, but what we also need to do that we were not before is we need to add one knob pumper to it, because we put that on everything in the song. And the other thing, just in case you guys were concerned, we are gonna, of course, use a third filter, obviously. And what we're gonna do with this one is we're gonna go that same thing. We're gonna do it like that. Okay, that worked out way better than I thought it would. Yeah, of course you were concerned. How could you not be? If there's not a third filter, what do we do? Not really a song unless you have like 3 filters and everything sounds like ass, because everything is way too filtered, obviously. Cool, I don't have to go into work on Monday, you guys, in case you were worried. All right. I'm just gonna let this play for a little bit, feel it out and listen. Okay, so now we're back to that second drop. I'm going to add some of the things we learned from that first drop. Let's put that pad in there. I know that wasn't there before. Yeah. Okay, so that's sounding pretty decent. What else is there, really? Let's see. Okay, so one of my concerns is that the buildup is too loud. So let's. Okay, so we're in a pretty good spot. Okay, I think at this point we can start worrying about the intro, because right now we've got our 2 drops pretty much set up. They're essentially exactly the same, just with some differences in the sample and how it's chopped and what's actually happening in it, which is fine. The original song is kind of like that too, and we'll sort of feel it out if we want to change it later. But I think what we need to do is start the intro, because right now I have done literally nothing to the intro. So okay, so when that happens, I definitely want to have something happen. I definitely want to have a big kick cymbal combo, right? So I know I have one over here that I did, so I'm just going to drag and drop it. All right, thanks for stopping by, Andrews. Thanks for lurking. You know what I mean? Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think there I also want to have this white noise transition effect again. I like that it really hits with something different right away. So I am going to keep that aspect of it, but I think during this build up here, I need to do something to separate my remix from the original song. That's more than just like a kick and a white noise hit. I wish it were that easy. And it could be. I could be real lazy and just do that, and honestly, no one would give a shit. So, but this is for me, and that's pretty much it. I'm really only doing this for myself. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna open up battery. Do this. I've got a couple of in my user settings. I've got a few kits that have breaks in them already. So that's like a much chunkier break and then a much lighter break. So you know me, I like break beats a lot. So I want to have like a you know, you know. We're gonna go buka tikach. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so this all needs to be a lot quieter. I didn't mean that quiet. I was lying. How rude of me. Given how hard it is to get randos to consume anything creative, pleasing yourself first is essential. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's really like, and if you're doing it for anything other than mostly yourself, no one's ever gonna notice. Crunchy jungle. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's a good start for the break, so let's go bar 2 of it. We're gonna go boom clam, boo clam. I want to kick there. Maybe let's do. Don't need that. Yeah, okay. Go boom clam, boom clam, boom clam, boom clam. Yeah, okay. Gonna do that. I'm gonna just take these first 2 bars. So we're gonna go boom clam, 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 clam. Maybe do like a boom boom clam, boom clam. Nice. Turn to everyone. As someone that also does theater, the audience never knows when you mess up unless you draw attention to it. Yeah, it really is kind of like that. I mean, nobody will ever notice if I don't have like perfectly tuned snare or perfectly EQ'd anything, but like I have to do it for me, otherwise I'm gonna die. All right. Let's see. We've got a breakbeat in there now. Yeah. Okay, so we already did some of this work once, but what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna grab this. Yeah, okay, but I want it to be a much more definitive cutoff that time, just because we can. That's why we're all so insufferable. Yeah, it really kind of is. There we go. Ding 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 ding. All right, my music. If I can't put in a big like grunt in the middle of it, I don't want to listen to it. Am I feeling an ARP? No, right? No, that's crazy. I don't like that there. Good grunt. Okay. All right. What else should I put there, I guess? Because right now, there's a lot going on in the actual sample. I guess I could try chopping it if I wanted it to. I could go like a lose, yo, feet, you know, something like that. Let's try, you know what? Screw it. Let's see what that sounds like. We'll do Lulu, your feet. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. So let's try cleaning it up a little though. I feel like there's something cool I can do with that. That would make it a little bit repetitive and fun. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. Do that. Okay, so then what we're going to do here is we're going to take that for this first chunk, but I want to keep the move your body. Yeah, okay. There we go. So that's what we're going to do. We've got so this is we're going to put in a cutting point here. Drag this. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just going to grab the first 2 bars of it. See what happens with that. Okay, so I think we have something going here, at least with the intro. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Yeah, so Dune. Damn it, I made it small. Dune. Dang it. Okay. Bring it over. Okay, so that's cool. I want that last hit to be a choked symbol, which I have over here. Yeah, okay. So before that, though, the rest of these are going to be... Oh, I don't need to grab that one. Got one here. These are all going to be like... Yeah. Maybe it doesn't need to be choked. Maybe it just needs to be a regular open hit. Yeah, okay. So I like where that's going. Can I sneak in some of this like cowbell thing earlier? Oh, it's a lot quieter than I think I realized. I think we can use that. Okay, so we'll have that cut halfway. Okay, I think for the outro here we can start doing some stuff. I don't think the intro's done yet, but I don't feel like working on it. I think I need a breather from it, cause not that there was anything wrong with it, but not quite feeling where it was at. So let's do this. Yeah, I mean, the outro doesn't really need much. I'm kind of just going to do that. I do kind of want to have one huge riser for that last big moment. Okay. We're going to make that the full 8 bars. Now we're going to change that up though. What I'm going to do to it is we're going to put on it obviously pumper because cheap asses. And then let's see, what else can we do with it? What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to have it drop out every time everything else drops out, right? So you can see here these little sections where everything drops out. I feel like to do that to this big ass riser too. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete all those. Then what we're gonna do is just throw on a generic fade in, fade out, just to make sure there's no cuts. No pops, I guess. Okay, so that did kind of do what I wanted it to. I'm actually gonna do a little bit to it because right now I didn't like that it was still rising during that impact. So that's pretty neat. I think we can actually get away with doing something similar to the entirety of that rising thing too. So actually, I know that this gets to its apex around there. Let's just, you know, stretch it out. Why not? That's pretty neat. I like where that's headed. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just really quickly add in some mutes. And then I think after this, I'm probably gonna head out and quit streaming forever. Not for the day, forever. For the day, so that way I can start getting dinner ready. It's about 5 o'clock. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, all right. That sounds pretty damn cool. Nice. All right, I'm pretty happy with where that is. I'm probably privately going to work on the intro a little bit to get it where I want it to be. And then if there's enough interest I'll put a poll in my Instagram story or something. But whether or not anybody wants to see the mixing process and the mastering process, for that, a little bit more difficult to stream just because I like hearing it nice and loud. And if I do that, you guys will hear it on the microphone. So, you know, that's no good. But, yeah, so I think we're going to call it there. We're going to end it there for the day. So, thank you, Uranus. Thank you, Andrew, for being around. And just thank anybody that stopped by. So, have a great day, you guys. Take it easy.